Welcome to the channel, friends, and welcome to the workshop. Today I'm going to show you guys a possible solution I have for a modified Honda Chute. Now, if you're not aware already, I have a Honda HSS1332ATD, and I went ahead and removed the collar from the base of the chute. I totally cut it out, and I basically ground out the welds and removed it completely from the machine. This is the way I prefer it. My previous Honda machine did not have a collar, and it worked excellent when it came to slush and snow. It had no issues with slush. It would just throw the stuff right out the chute and never clogged. So I removed the actual collar because I did encounter some clogging. It was rare, but it does happen. So I went ahead, I took that out. I made a video of that. I will post it up above here if you're interested in taking a look. But today I'm going to show you the solution I have. I don't know if it's going to work 100%. I do have a good feeling it's going to work, but I'm going to show you guys my theory behind it, and I'll show you how I install it on the machine. Now, basically it's a piece of Teflon sheet that's going to go installed over the chute in a very particular manner. So I'm going to show you that in just a few moments. But if you have an HSS that you've modified the chute on, and you're interested in fixing that blow-by that you get when the machine is turned just past 3 o'clock, because the chute can actually rotate back on itself. So if you picture it past 3 o'clock, that's when it happens. You'll get some blow-by in your face and it'll shoot it right out. It'll kind of hit the light a little bit, and it just kind of spritz it all in the air, and it makes a mess. So this might be a possible solution, and time will tell if it works for sure. So I will go ahead and explain to you guys the advantage and disadvantage of doing this to your chute. So if this is something you're interested in, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, so here is the machine, and the first step I did was take a piece of white cardboard and to kind of figure out how I want the placement of this chute cover or chute deflector. As you can see, it's placed higher up on the chute as compared to the collar that was originally on this machine, which is located at the very base of the chute, okay, down here. So my theory in this is that I'm going to first start off with a solid deflector cover like this, and then if this clogs up with material, which actually will be made out of Teflon, so it's not going to be made out of cardboard or what you see it here, but I'm going to use this as a template and trace this onto my Teflon once I'm done. I just want to get all the angles correctly, and I want to know exact placement of how I want this to be. So this is what I did first. I just kind of played around with it, and I figured out where I want this to be and how high, and then I went ahead and followed and traced out the contour of the chute. This leading edge right here. So then what I did was basically made a template. This is the exact size of the Teflon sheet that I have, and pretty much this will give me a guide now, because I know I want to install this a ½ inch further into the chute, so it's recessed on this inside lip. There's an actual lip here where this sheet, once it's constructed out of Teflon, will sit on the inside and kind of have a flush appearance here on the inside of the chute. That way it doesn't interfere with the operation and the discharge of the snow. So that's how I want to do it. Basically, this is the profile of the chute, and now I'm going to come out at ½ inch because, like I said, I want to mount it on the inside lip here, and pretty much then trace this onto my Teflon, and then I can cut it out. I plan on having this angled somewhat outwards like this. So if you can see that profile trace. So if there is any snow or slush that builds up on the inside of this cover, what's going to happen is gravity is going to pull it straight down, and it's not going to go inside this shelf here. It's actually going to just fall onto either the hood or fall off to the side here onto the ground. So that's the reason why I want to angle this kind of, this here, this face or this edge, the apex of this curve to be kind of vertical, okay? So if you did something like this where you would pitch it backwards so it's pitched back into the chute, that might not work out, okay? Because what's going to happen is snow and slush will build up on the inside of the Teflon, slide down, and possibly slide back down into the impeller area where it's discharging. So that's something I do not want. I know that from the start here. I want to have this angled or pitched forward, just like so. So it'll have a vertical orientation here in the front, and pretty much, like I said, it's just going to drop it straight down. It being Teflon is going to help because it's not going to stick. That's the theory behind it, that it's just going to drop straight down if there's anything, and hopefully that's the way it works. Obviously I have to test this design out, but this is kind of the beginning steps, beginning process of me doing this. I want to keep the bottom open because if I ever have to go in here with the clearing tool and remove a clog, I still can do that. It's not going to interfere with me doing that. I still have access from the bottom. But from what I see so far, this should work just fine. There's plenty of clearance in here for discharge because the snow and slush is going to ride the back side of this chute. It's going to ride the total back side of this articulating chute. So it's not going to ever be in this area. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the piece of Teflon now and continue on with this process. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to show you guys, this is the template I made. And then what I did was actually make another template out of paper. And this used to look like this. And what I did was I put this up against the inside of the chute, and then I kind of traced over with the side of the pencil to get my radius shape or profile shape here for the chute. The reason why I did this is because once I transfer this here onto the Teflon, I had to continue that same kind of radius or profile onto the Teflon in order to get an accurate matchup. So that's how we did that. It's possible to do it other ways. That's just the way I ended up just doing it, and to get my profile correctly, and then I offset the profile a 1/2 inch because that's how much of a overlap I want to the inside lip of the chute. So that's a 1/2 inch over, and basically I'm going to cut along this edge here with a bandsaw and cut off this excess. But first I need to mark off where I want to put the holes. So I'm going to do that really quick. I'm just going to do like a 1/2 inch from the top and bottom. Mark a 1/2 inch there. That'll get to do multiple right centers also. Have the top, have the bottom, and then kind of right center. Alright, so this is the placement of my 6 holes I'm going to drill into the Teflon. These will be through holes, and then I will insert these screws here with a locking nut to hold in the Teflon sheet onto the chute. So I may put the head of the screw on the inside so there's less interference and there's less possibility for something to catch when it comes to slush and snow. So that way it's just going to be a smoother path for the snow and nothing in basically trying to attract it to build up on an additional surface. So I may have to trim these screws because they look like they're a little bit too long, but I'll go ahead and do that. And the next step will be to trim this and to drill out these holes. Now I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the edges here, deburr it, and make it look nice. Maybe hit it with a file, that way I can get the edges nice and rounded. And then I'll go ahead and mount this on the machine, but I will have to form this with some heat because it is kind of stiff. So I just went ahead and kind of formed it by hand. It seems like it's keeping its shape. And then I use a small handbrake to flatten out or make those mounting flanges here parallel with each other. That way they made up to the chute just right and they're not being stretched like this. So I just wanted to do that, and it seems like the Teflon is holding good. It's not cracking or anything. It's just it's forming very easy. So the thickness on this is actually 79 thousandths. Okay, that's how thick this Teflon is. So I like the way this looks so far. I got my mounting holes. I'm gonna go ahead and line it up on the chute and then start drilling my holes into the chute. So that's the next step. So as you can see, I went ahead and marked out all my holes on either side. Now, all I have to do is drill these out, and I'm ready to mount this on the actual chute itself. So, simple as that. I'm going to go ahead and center punch these and drill them out. Excellent. Looks really good now. I'm happy with the placement of the holes. Now it's just time to line up the cover and use the fasteners to attach it. So the fasteners I'm going to use are a stainless steel nut and bolt, and I'm also going to use a clear or off-white color nylon washer on the outside surface where it meets the paint on the Honda chute. So I'm going to put the head of the screw on the inside, okay, coming out, and then on the outside will be just these two here, the nylon washer and the nut itself. I'm doing this, not only does it help take up the extra thread on the screw, because this is kind of long, I want less interference on the inside of the chute, so for less potential for things to build up on the inside on this head here. So this is perfect. It's a nice round head, machine screw, and that's the way I'm going to do it. See how it works out. Alright, so I went ahead and just snugged up all the nut and bolts, just hand tight, nothing's loose here, it fits perfect, and I'm happy with the way it looks. I may go ahead and put some anti-seize on these stainless steel nut and bolts here, because sometimes they will gall up and seize on you. So I just put them hand tight, I didn't really wrench on them, so I'm not too worried right now. If anything, I'll just drill them out. But anyways, stainless steel nut and bolt, lock washer on this side here. But like I said, I put the head of the screw on the inside so there's less interference for anything to build up. But right now, everything looks good. It totally clears the articulating chute, upper portion, and I'm really happy with that. And I have a vertical orientation here, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out tomorrow, hopefully with some snow and slush, and see how it performs. Alright guys, so welcome back. I have some snow here a couple days later, and now I'm going to try out the new Teflon collar or deflector, whatever you want to call it, on the front of my chute. So I'm going to go ahead and start the machine up, and I'm going to get started and show you guys how it performs right off the bat. This is heavy slushy snow right now. It's about 3 inches at the moment. It rained on top of this snow, so pretty much it's heavy snow. If you can tell here, I'll pick some up. It's pretty heavy stuff, and it's thick, and it's perfect stuff to make snowballs. So this is going to be the perfect test for the new Teflon collar. fly occurring right in that gap, right down here, because there's no collar in place. The collar that I took out is actually deflecting all the stuff at the bottom of the chute. So I'm going to have to come up with another flap, I think, down low here to cover up this opening that you can see here. I don't know if you can pick it up on video, but with a small half-inch gap, and that's where the blowby is still coming from. So it looks like I'm going to have to need to improve this design to make it work the way I want.
So I'm really happy that the machine did not clog. That's the biggest thing. It shows that even with the collar in place towards the upper portion of the chute, it doesn't cause a problem, and the snow actually falls out, or the slush falls out of the bottom without any problems. So I'm pretty happy so far, and pretty much I'll follow up with this video with another one, and I'll show you my new improved design and how that works out, and we'll go from there.
Well, guys, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit the like button. That really helps out the channel. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.